Mr. Speaker.
I'm calling Melissa Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank God there won't be a New Zealand First-led government. So it's a great pleasure to speak on the general debate this afternoon, the final general debate for this 50th Parliament. And after that member's contribution, I'd just like to actually, I was going to rebut some of the things that he's actually said, but it's probably not worth it, because it's likened to everything that party ever says. Things like they say they are not anti-Chinese, but everything that comes out of that member's mouth is all about anti-Chinese rhetoric. Sir, I am very proud to be standing here as part of the national-led government led by our Prime Minister John Key. Our Prime Minister has provided strong political leadership, stable government policies, a united, hard-working team. And today you could actually see that most of us are wearing a very colourful tie going out in support of one of our colleagues who is actually giving his valedictory, Honourable Tony Rao, who has been a very colourful character in this House for a very long time. Sir, we are united. We are a hard-working team, and together with forward-thinking New Zealanders, we are making things happen. So there are many things that I could actually talk about, but I wanted to take this opportunity to acknowledge the Minister of Ethnic Affairs, Honourable Judith Collins. As her Parliamentary Private Secretary, I've worked very closely with Minister Collins, and her work has been exemplary. I'm particularly proud of the Office of Ethnic Affairs work in EPIC, Ethnic People in Commerce. More than 400 people attended the EPIC conference this year, and it was an opportunity for ethnic people in commerce to connect with mainstream businesses and corporates. And this year, EPIC New Zealand partnered with Export New Zealand to connect and take advantage of and maximize growth opportunities. And I can actually say that there were at least 300 real connections that were actually made as a result of the conference, and it will result in greater opportunity for our ethnic communities and recognition that our ethnic communities can and do contribute significantly for the benefit and the growth of New Zealand. So tomorrow, Parliament wraps up after an incredibly busy term with more than 330 pieces of legislation passed and literally thousands of questions and questions answered by the Prime Minister and ministers. Through everything that makes the headlines over this parliamentary term, this national government under John Key's leadership has been well and truly focused on what actually matters. Jobs and wages are growing, and we have one of the highest growth rates among the world's developed economies, and that is something that we should be all proud of. We are supporting the most vulnerable in New Zealand with better public services. We have fewer Kiwis thinking that their future will be better in Australia. They're remaining in New Zealand. We have Kiwis returning to Aotearoa. People are feeling more positive. Export figures are high. Inflation is low. We are on track to surplus. And that is something that we should all be very, very proud of. We are on track to budget surplus this year and post increasing surpluses in years to come, so that we will have choices about repaying debt and investing a bit more in our priority public services. So earlier someone actually says that where are the jobs? In the past year, there were extra 84,000 jobs that were created right across New Zealand, sir. And Treasury is forecasting that another 172,000 jobs will be created over the next 4 years. That is something we should all be proud of. So it is interesting that the increase in spending from Labour in their last 6 budgets in their term of government added up to $20 billion. Well, compare that to this side of the House. Our 6 budgets totaled $2.9 billion. $20 billion versus $2.9 billion, driven in part by 2 net zero budgets, sir. Everyone can actually decide who is a better in charge of the Treasury. The public can see who is a better manager of the Treasury. We have improved the government's finances while still improving public services, making a difference in actually less about throwing money around on a problem, but more about changing the way we actually work so that the services we deliver are more effective. We are finding out that more we get government agencies to focus on results, we have better outcomes for our communities and our country. So this government is willing and able to spend more now to reduce the long-term social and economic cost of dysfunction. what a good thing it is for families and what a good thing it is for the government. National government should be voted in on September the 20th.
I call Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, there are none so blind as those who will not see. And of course, the